Yesterday, I was watching some of the U.S. Open golf. And, of course, the big thing is these players from that LIV tour that is funded with Saudi drug money. And
oil money.
What did I say? Drug? Pardon.
Jesus. Just won't let them hear that.
Beg your pardon. What is that? Drug?
Yeah. Freudian slip of a lifetime.
Oil.
Excuse me, it's not drug money, it's blood money.
Blood money, oil, blood, this and that. So I happened over there and watched a few holes, and there's Mike Tirico sitting with Curtis Strange. Now, this course where they're playing it, the last time they played it there was 1988. Curtis Strange won it. I remember watching it. I was very into it. He beat Nick Faldo in a 18-hole playoff. At that time, they did an 18-hole playoff. I watched all of it. I loved it. I'd read an article in Golf Digest about every hole on the course. The country club at Brookline. No, in 1988.
Back then. Okay.
I was sitting at the golf course waiting for my tee time, and I read an article on every hole, and I really got into it. It's the first one I was really into, U.S. Open. And Curtis Strange won it. So they're sitting there, and Mike Tirico, who I've never loved, and Curtis Strange, who I've also never been a huge fan of, were just, slurping each other like I slurped Tom Cruise in here. They're like, oh, my friend of 25 years, it's been so long. You won this last time. Oh, yes, it was so, So finally at the end, I'm sitting there watching it. Tirico says, you probably have an opinion on this LIV golf tour. And Curtis Strange, you bet your bottom dollar I do. And
let's go out to hole number 4.
Right. So Tirico says, what do you think of these guys, being paid with blood money and now being let back over here to play on the U.S. Open? And Curtis Strange says, I think I've said enough. He didn't say a word. He did not say.
Put on the gloves and eye protection. Hot take coming in.
Oddly, Tirico was wearing gloves because he was holding the sand wedge and the driver that Strange used in the 1988 U.S. Open, and he said, "These are not allowed to be touched."
Museum pieces.
They're in the at the course.
Under glass?
They have it, and he's like, "You cannot." And Curtis was sitting there with no gloves, and Tirico said, "You can't hold this, even though they're your clubs from
your fingerprints,
because no human hands have touched this since you won the tournament in 1988."
That's crazy.
Who could forget?
Wow.
I know, it really was. He was wearing, I thought, is he wearing white gloves? And he was.
Surreal.
Of all the things I would think to not get the white glove treatment.
The Stanley Cup we get.
Yeah.
Right. Well, yeah.
I'll even give you a Tiger Woods first Masters jacket.
Yeah.
Or club from that. But it'd be like, why do you have the white gloves on? When Curtis Strange won in 1988. What?
No one touches Curtis Strange's putter.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even his putter. It was a sand wedge and a driver. That's what he had.
He probably kept the putter.
Yeah, he needed that for the next tournament, I guess. And so Tirico held it up. And I just watched this whole interview. And I thought, that's the oddest interview I've seen.
It is strange.
Because Curtis Strange said he had a big-time opinion on this. And then when Tirico asked him what it was, he said, I better not. I'm not going to say a word. Right. But obviously, from that. He doesn't like...
He's Mr. P. He's PGA hardo.
Yeah, he's PGA hardo. He didn't... He said... I'll just refer.
Status quo.
He said, I'll defer to Rory and John Rahm. Apparently, those two are hardos for PGA also. And and very against the live tour till they offer up more. Ooh, I got a great factoid on that too, but I'm going to wait for Dave. Great interview yesterday on the Golf Channel. I'm flipping around yesterday. And they had this guy on, and he said, here's why Greg Norman hates the PGA Tour so much. And he was telling this story. I'm going to leave it. I'll tease you with it.
All right.
Let Dave hear it.
Yeah, I want to hear that.
It is
about
good.
25 minutes?
Yeah, okay. Let's do it in 25 minutes.
Okay.
I'll let you in on it because it was like, oh, okay. I see why he doesn't like, and he's trying to get back at the PGA Tour. Here's a little Blinded Me with Science.
Blinded me with science. She blinded me.
Biggie has had a theory for some time. This is medical. That if you've been smoking 25 years, 30 years, don't stop. It'll just mess up your lungs. All that soot and stuff will come loose. All the tar. Because the more you smoke, the more it gets packed in there.
We should point out, A, no doctor's ever signed on, and B, that doesn't mean you won't get emphysema and heart disease.
Yeah, that's correct. Or cancer, honestly.
Yeah,
all of it.
No doctors publicly have said or will put their names on it, but I have a few private had said, I mean, he's not wrong.
I've got plenty to say about Biggie's theory. Well, go ahead. Oh, no.
No, they can't come forward.
We'll hold this lung with the white gloves, and boy, that'll get sooted up pretty quickly.
You know, my theory is cancer is a growth of cells.
Yes.
And your lungs, as soon as you stop smoking, begin to heal.
Yes.
Well, I think it goes into overdrive.
Yes.
Trying to heal, and that's where the cancer comes in.
Apparently some doctors and scientists in Sweden and the United States have teamed together and have realized they've noticed something. 75% of people who have a stroke, who have a certain brain lesion after the stroke, stop smoking. They no longer have they're no longer interested, and they don't have that addiction.
The nicotine doesn't hit the same?
They no longer are addicted to nicotine once they have the stroke. And it's like something in the brain, it turns it off. So they're saying, how can we give them that
Just hit that part of the brain
without
damaging the rest?
the stroke? Right, the stroke you don't want. But they studied 27 million smokers that had strokes over the last 50 years. And found, and this is all over the world, and found that a majority of them, in this particular, if the brain lesion was in this part of the brain, they no longer wanted the nicotine or were addicted to the nicotine. That's crazy.
And it's science. It wasn't like, I had a stroke, I need to change my ways.
No.
You know what I mean?
No, it was that they...
Like I had a heart attack, I'm going to go to the gym.
No, it wasn't that. Like they wanted to communicate, but they were like, okay, I don't feel it anymore. You know, it's like they said they did.
This is a brand new pack of Marlboros.
Doesn't matter.
Get them out of here.
I don't care. I don't care. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
But it does make sense because of the brain.
The brain. I'm learning a lot just about weight and weight loss. And obviously, a lot of it is very brain-based as well. As
Bet
you
you've
know,
got some things to say.
I do. I have a ton.
My
I could go
friend,
real in-depth on
You're
this.
my friend of 25 years. I know you got something to say about this. What could you give us?
You bet I do.
Everything you want.
But not now.
I can do a lecture on it.
But don't.
You're saying it's brain-based, babe?
I know you guys brain-based.
I can help millions of people. Hold it.
You're not.
Not today.
You won't.
Don't share it.
Your biggest problem is right here between your ears.
Yeah.
I've learned that.
1,000%.
100% right.
My mom, Kelly, you know her, and Biggie, you met her briefly. She used to have this little thing that she kept on the refrigerator. I think it was a quote that she'd cut out of a newspaper. Remember them? Mm-hmm. From Ann Landers. Remember her?
Oh, yes.
And it was like somebody had a complaint about her husband. Mm-hmm. And Ann Landers wrote, and I'm paraphrasing because I used to have it memorized, but it's like, God gave man two ends. Whichever end he uses more will determine his outcome.
I like that. I get it.
This end
or this
this
end.
one.
That's exactly. I
Are
like
you sitting
that.
on your butt?
I like
Or
that.
using your noggin?
That's a good one. That's Ann Landers for you. That's really, really good. I have a great Ann Landers quote as well. I'm not going to share it.
Say that.
You bet I will.
It could help millions of people.
I'm not going to say
Don't
it.
share it.
One more here.
One more.
Scientific.
Blinded me with
This is from England. Scientists have found a way to create soundproof wallpaper using moth wings as an inspiration. Apparently, moths' wings, the scales on the wings, absorb noises. And researchers have studied this for some time. They think they can revolutionize noise-canceling technology by mimicking the moth's wing. They're not going to take moths and pick off the wings.
One by one by one.
God knows James Cromwell and others would glue their hands to something. If that happened. No moths will be hurt or killed when this is happening. But instead of bulky soundproofing panels now, they think they can get ultra thin, as thin as wallpaper for a studio. Like for instance, a studio like this, instead of having, we have what we call like egg carton. We used to anyway. This egg foamy type stuff. Or, if you need noise canceling, you could have a soundproof room just with wallpaper that could be decorative because of the moth wing technology. That was another one that got me pretty good. Moth's wings block 87% of sound waves, even when placed against a hard surface like the wall. They're just now discovering this.
Was that discovered when a moth flew into a scientist's ear?
Yeah, and it was like, oh, wait a minute. That's a sauce.
Cheryl?
That's a nice...
Cheryl? Cheryl?
Close things down pretty good. So they're working on that. That's pretty good stuff
Yeah.
there, isn't it? Yeah. Two of those blinding you with science. This is the Josh Brolin interview. There's a new thing where actors interview actors on a podcast. And this was Jeremy Renner was going to interview Josh Brolin. Now, I know him from No Country for Old Men, Josh Brolin. What others? He's been in a lot of stuff.
He's tons of stuff.
Marvel.
He's a Marvel guy?
He's in the Marvel
All
verse.
these actors, people say to me, oh, they're so-and-so. I don't know them at all.
Yeah.
It's because I don't watch the Marvel movies.
Yeah.
Great. He's great in a movie called Sicario.
Oh, I've seen that.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
fantastic in that. I don't watch these Marvel movies.
It's a universe you don't know.
No, and like the other day we were talking about the top 10 grossing movies of all time. Like 8 of them are Marvel, and I don't know them. I just am I missing? Am I? Should I?
I don't know. I feel like it's almost too late for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Marvel universe is so wide and
yeah.
far-reaching now that it would take you.
I know.
You'd never catch up. I'll put it that way. You'd start something, but they put out so much content now that you wouldn't catch up.
Well, Avengers Joe told me, buzz off. I tried to just get around it once. He's like, come on, get out of here. You're not going to do this. Anyway, Brolin was going to be interviewed by Jeremy Renner. I saw him in a great movie, too. The one about The Hurt Locker. Little known, won the Academy Award, I believe. Not
Renner's also on the Marvel verse.
Yeah, he is.
For God's sake.
There's not really I feel like at this point, if you're an actor...
Who's not?
If you're an actor of any type of a little bit of cred, if you haven't been in a Marvel movie, it's like, what are you doing?
You're no good.
Yeah,
I bet you could name an actor and they've been in it at this point.
Renner's in the Marvel Universe too? What does he play?
He's an Avenger. He's Hawkeye.
He's a Hawkeye.
What?
He's been in a bunch.
As is Brolin.
He's had his own show on Disney Plus.
and
as Hawkeye.
Who did we mention earlier? Oh, Thor.
Hemsworth.
Hemsworth.
Yeah. I mean, that's what launched Hemsworth.
Well, goodness
Really
gracious
did.
sakes alive. I don't know any of this.
Easy.
I don't know any of this stuff. I mean, it seems like every
It's
actor.
literally an entire world that's around you that you just don't see. It's like
I
a Matrix.
don't. That's exactly right. And I'm just not in it whatsoever. Well, these guys were going to interview each other, and one of them couldn't do it. Renner could not do it. You know what he was in? Renner, who I liked, The Town with Ben Affleck.
Oh yeah, good movie.
Yeah, it was. It was a bank robbery movie.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very good. Anyhow, Brolin says, "Okay, I'll just interview myself."
I'm nervous. It's great to be here with you, man. Thanks, man. Yeah, I've always been a big fan, and no, I really appreciate that. Sorry, I don't mean to make you uncomfortable. It's just that when you respect somebody as much as I respect you, do you mind if I look at you in the eye, or do you want me to look down? I mean, you can look at me. You can look at me. Look at you. My eyes. What was it like for... I'm sorry, I'm so nervous. I appreciate that. I've been a big fan of yours, too, for a long time, but I haven't seen a lot of your work. But some of it, I saw that, The Goonies. Yes.
Goonies!
So good. So good.
That's him with him. That's the same person, Josh Brolin. I forgot he was in Goonies. I haven't seen it.
Oh, yeah.
I've not seen that film either.